Do you recall the first person that was raised from the dead? And that had something to do with when you were filled with the Holy Spirit
Yes.
and spoke in tongues.
Right.
Tell me about that.
You know, Sid, for 3 months I had been praying for the baptism of the Holy Spirit. I didn't attend a church that believed these things, but I read in the Bible that there was this gift from God called the baptism of the Holy Spirit. So I was praying for that, and I didn't receive it. But one day it happened. And in the emergency room, a woman came in with sudden death. We took her to the operating room, and I was standing over her body. I was working on her, and all of a sudden, Sid, she went flatline on the table. When she went flatline, my arms were pulled up in the air by the Lord over this body. And all of a sudden, this new language started coming forth out of my mouth. Actually, Sid, this thing bypassed my brain. It was something coming from deep within that came out, poured over this woman who was flatlined on the operating room table. The nurses were running around waiting for the next instruction.
Well, and what does flatlined
Flatline means that the heart had stopped due to a massive heart attack. There was no life, no pulse, no blood pressure in this body that was on the table. But the Lord had other plans and said, this will be a miracle. And as I stood there, this supernatural experience came over me. This new language came out of my mouth that spoke life over this woman, and then suddenly life came into her. The heartbeat came back, the breathing came back, simply by praying over this woman in this new language from the Lord.
Now, there is so much power when he prays in a language from God. A language directly from his spirit that fortunately bypasses his brain, because his brain has a filter of limitations. God has no limitations.